It's time for a YouTube recap. Super tired here today, guys, so I'm going to go real slow. I'm sure if you caught our last video here, different times, but it got bought up ahead of time, right? Thus giving us that signal straight up to the 2618, back down to the 1, and to the 2. So my target for this week, I'll see you down at 635. And heyo, we'll see you down at 635. If you watched that last video, I gave you a couple different catalysts at the end showing you where we were going to go. Part of that was the volatility index here. 2, 1654, and 18 is my next target. If you guys caught that video, great. If not, you should probably go back and watch it. A lot of little hints in there, and there's pretty quick. That target that I gave you on the VIX here was dedicated to another partial gap algo we needed to fill back up. So we said if we hold above the 15 breakout, that was yesterday, and then we come in for a clean continuation here because we needed a little relax, we were going to attack this gap right here into 1621, and then, which we didn't put in the last video, but we did have two targets up here. But we did say we were going to come up to the mid-16s in the last video as well, and that's how we got a little bit of confirmation to our SPY. So if you did see SPY today, our target for the long reversal was 633.95. We went into the last video and I explained from a triple GP no tag right here that we have an opportunity to go to the 3618 and straight down to, you guessed it, the 2618. And that was the target for the week. Fortunately and unfortunately, whatever way you want to look at it, we hit it right away. So we broke those lows and we chased down some of these GPs. So let's get into a quick recap of the intraday trades that we had taken today. So on the SPY, this is that target we talked about, and this was the opening range. Now, we didn't have a whole lot of stuff to go off of today, except for the breakout of the volatility and the pre-market high-low. So I used pre-market high-low fibs today. We didn't have any crazy good algos. There was one little 5-minute dude back here. He's okay. I wanted to use the pre-market high-lows today because I just wasn't feeling much else, right? So when we see a pre-market high-low extension break like this too, where again, I explained this same, I shouldn't say when we see it, we always see this break. So when there's a high-low fib of any kind and it blows through the 1618 into the 2618 without retracing back to the 100, you know that's the magnet, right? So that is how we traded the reversal point, because we gave you the short target this week of 634, and then we had a pre-market high to pre-market low fib pointed down, right? So this is how you overlap fibs. This is how I do it. This is how you should do it every time. So I'm taking the 2618 from the pre-market blue and the 2618 from the recycle daily Fibonacci we talked about for the short target, both as a bounce point, right? And we called that bounce right here, actually, right as we left chat. I got off at 10 a.m. and I said, guys, this is the bounce point. I'm not super in love with it. Wait for confirmation. And that's what I said. We were actually on the QQQ all day today. And we'll show you a couple different setups that we had here. If I can find the drawing, because my brain dead butt changed it, it looks like. How is it? Oh, there we go. Last but not least. Okay. Perfecto. All right, so we had yesterday's high-low range mixed as always, a big GP target. And as you've seen on X this morning, if you've seen, I mean, you might not follow me over there, but you might want to. But if you go over there, we did say we had two different monster moves here this morning, called a beautiful 5-minute pocket when we woke up today. I'm not going to cover that algo system. That's going to be in the cancer course coming out. Big one, but I did hint at that YouTube video again, saying anything under that 3618 all-time high doji down to the 2618. So follow me over there if not. So the QQQ, we always set up our Fibonacci high-low gold. Okay, so the high of day yesterday, low of day yesterday. We have an automatic code on TOS. If you ever join us, these scripts are free. Yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows. Fibbed out to the downside, it is the color gold, right? So when we get outside of the golden fib range, we usually look for the extensions. There's number one. Great. And then, what do we say? Pre-market high-low, right? So we had a really good first short target. We had a pretty far one down here. We weren't too worried about that daily because we have intraday stuff to worry about on today's pre-market. So again, the blue, pre-market high, pre-market low, extended to the downside. And I said, boys and girls, you're going to want to watch the favorite extension. We might have called this on the last video. Pay attention. I said this is going to be the bounce point potential. And I also said I wasn't super in love with it. Just watch for your reversal. And my favorite scalp, as we get into the minute chart here, we're going to talk confirmation real quick, is the 2618 to 1618. So when a Fibonacci is created, like we did here in the pre-market high-low, and then from the pre-market high-low, it breaks out of the fib and it goes 1618, 2618, 3618, all the way down to my favorite extension. And it has never returned cycle back to the 100. That is a huge long pivot, okay? Huge reversal pivot. I don't care which way it's going, long or short. Again, high-low, where you pick the correct fibs you draw. Go to my live lessons on here. I teach you how to actually draw these. 1618 did not return to the 100. 2618 did not return to the 100. 3618, did we return? Wow, crazy. Same stuff I teach all the time. One indicator to rule them all, Fibonacci. So confirmation, how would we have played this, right? So I got off at 10. We had short all morning. We nailed the full short call this morning off of many different things on NQ. Fair value gaps, hourlies. I'm not going to go into the big thing. We put our best case short entry right here at the 50, and I just said go short under 567.50. I would not have minded a long over yesterday's lows. Doesn't matter to me. We're just looking for confirmation, and we got it. It broke the opening range here, back tested that 50, right? The golden pocket of the fib, and to the 3618 all the way back to the 100 easy seen. Confirmation on the 1 minute though is a little different because you could have waited for this one, but for me, confirmation is first tag, algos, and 3618. The confirmation for me was when we created this fib and launched our butts all the way down to 3618, we have a really good time to come to the 2618. So we had two different trades you could have caught here. We're going to go over those for the last piece. So that 1 minute chart, you zoom out here. We had the 3618 shy pushed all the way up to the 1618. That is kind of a tough trade if you don't trade like us for first tag Fibonacci algo sequencing that I teach here. So 3618 to 2618, my favorite scalp. So first I said, okay, long right here, at least up to the 2618, that's best case. So we did say here, and your risk to reward is insane because your 3618 break, we started failing here on a new trend down. Okay, perfect, because you're entering at the 3618, you're stopping out for a hard open close under it. You got 20 points at best on NQ. For a whopping 100 points up, actually, because $1 is 40. So 100-point bounce right here. Now, what's the second one? Because the first trade is 3618, 2618 scalp. Well, we got to break a structure. So why not take the next higher low? That's confirmation of reversal now, right? We're talking. Let's look at it two different ways here. 3618, full range breakout to the 1618. Hard to catch? Not for us, because we said this is the watch. But we would have been out here, okay? All bread and butter said and done. Break of structure happened here, came back up to a higher high, smashing this high and this high. So what do you look for? You're just going to buy this at the top, right? Come on. The pull back down to confirm. So what I like to do is draw a high-low range, and I like to take multiple wicks here, okay? And we're going to give this Fibonacci high-low range mixed with our extension play. We'll do a neon green here so we can keep it nice and tidy. Look at this range. And again, I drew this for multiple tags, okay? I did not take this singular high and this singular low. I got this wick, this wick, this wick, that wick and high, this cube body, that wick. I got multiple tags, okay? So that range kicked up, hit 1618. Oh man, I missed the whole long. What should I do? Well, we're not going to buy the top. We're going to wait for the pullback into, you guessed it, higher low and confirmation. Look to your left. What is this? A prior high. We broke over the prior high here, only to back test it to confirm strength to head up to that target we talked about here. So there was a second leg, and the high-low range here gave you another golden pocket to use for limited risk entry to continue the break of structure continuation long. Because this high-low came back to its GP mixed with the 2618 from our extensions from pre-market. That is overlapping your fibs, using them as double channels. So your risk management here, entering here, stopping out under the GP here, would have netted you. And of course, my fib recycling that I teach every day the same way, this freaking channel, you could have stayed in the whole way because you were never under that GP and you came back to the 100, okay? Because profit take, recycling fibs. I'll go over this one more time. Pre-market high-low, went to the 1618, did not go to the 100. 2618, did not go to the 100. 3618, back to the 100. Best case scenario, long reversal. Huge trade day short for us. Huge reversal day if I would have got to stick around. You also seen this on my call from months ago on the SPY, from where we have a very specific triple no tag GP algo candle here. That's the cluster. High low, 1618. No back test to the 100. 2618. No back test to the 100. 3618. Oh my God, I know it's so crazy, right? Short down to the 2618. Now confirmational clean house 2. Again, I will see you guys down at 616.25 by the end of September. I already sold all my ES calls, 6,400. We've had them since all-time highs the second day after. If you want to hit the chat up, watch me narrate this stuff and teach you it live. I do not spoon feed traders. If you think I'm going to chew your food, spit it in your mouth, and give you trade calls, make me rich because I gave you 100, please don't join me. Please don't. You want to be a real trader, real profitable, learn algorithms, learn Fibonacci in a very interesting way that I figured out. Join us up because I'll get you guys learned up real quick. We stream every single day. You want to win some free cash money this weekend on the giveaway? Make sure you subscribe, like, drop a comment, gets you into the random comment picker, and we'll just give away cash to support the community. Easy as that. All right, guys, take care. Trade safe. We'll see you on the next one.